You guys! Hey, I'm still here. They're laughing. I'm still here because I was sweaty and on the bike doing the metabolic test. And now we are putting a freestyle Libre 14-day Libre. You have to roll that R. This is a 14-day continuous blood glucose monitor, right? Or glucose monitors, because it's not going into the blood. It's not getting jammed in my heart. This is going to sit in the subcutaneous tissue on my left tricep somewhere. Where you guys are going to be with the whole time. Who are you?
Taylor.
Taylor, what are you going to do?
I'm the patient navigator here, and I'm just going to kind of go over how to food log and go about the 14 days with your sensor.
And we're going to download the app, and she's going to show me how it works. We're not going to see a reading on this video because it's going to take about an hour to calibrate in my body and like, what is this thing that I'm in? So come with us. We're going to go into one of the patient suites. We're going to hang out in a suite and get this thing put on, and then we're going to wrap up our conversation with the future of what this looks like. Because if you've noticed when I'm filming, man, there's nothing on the walls. This is like a warehouse that looks cooler, right? It's because these guys are really new. When I say this is the clinic of the future, it's the clinic of the future for them. They're so new, there's nothing even on the walls. So let's go see how this thing works, and then we'll wrap up with a conversation about how this is going to be literally everywhere in the next decade or something like it, and how these guys are actually pioneering that movement. Look, she said she's not a nurse, she's the patient navigator. How cool is that? It's like I'm in Star Trek right now. So,
a little bit, yeah.
So let's go with Taylor. Let's figure out how this weird thing is going to get stuck into my arm, and then we'll talk about how this is going to work. So she's going to do the talking. I'm just going to be the little pin cushion for a little while, and let's go. Here we go.
All right. Yeah, just call me over when you're ready.
Okay. All right. Sit down.
I do want to sit down. You guys are going to hang out at the table with us. How's that? Look, I'm going to get you right there. Can you see us okay? I bet you can. So I'm going to face
response.
you. Taylor, yeah, you guys aren't talking at all. So there we go. Now you can see both of us. Let's see if we can get that up a little bit higher.
I'm a little tall.
I was going to say, are you on a big chair, or are you just a really long torso person?
I do have a really long torso.
I look so little.
Okay.
All right, guys, you're hanging out. We're going to talk about the Libre 14-day continuous glucose monitor.
Yes. Okay, so this is actually the sensor that you're prescribed. Libre View also has a reader that corresponds with the sensor as well. Your iPhone, if you have an iPhone 7 or above, relates to the sensor in the same way that the reader would.
Cool. Prescription only, you guys. You just can't walk into a drugstore and get this. You can get a blood sugar monitor, but this thing's going to do it all day long.
Yes, and that's very important to remember when you're doing the Freestyle Libre. It is continuously taking your glucose, so every 15 seconds it's taking your glucose, and so you're not going to have to prick your finger like an hour after you eat, nothing like that. So this is in place of that. It is in fact a diabetes tool or diabetes management tool, so there are some aspects to it that we are ignoring for wellness purposes, but we can go over that a little bit later. So I'll show them. I make these little handouts for people.
Because I don't know what I'm doing. She understands already that I'm like, show me the visuals.
Yeah, so it helps. It's just a way, so when you're not in the clinic and the sensor may not be fully calibrated to your arm, this is a way I can show you how to food log. And we actually do more than just food logging. We take 4 different, We take 4 different categories, and we want you to log all of these. Food, exercise, sleep, we're realizing is super important, along with stress, and you can see different variabilities in your glucose just between these two in a major way. So whenever the app is ready,
I just downloaded the Freestyle Libre Link app.
yes.
So that downloaded while she was talking in that last little paragraph. So seconds to get the app, prescription to get the awesome thing. You guys, if you don't have a doctor that'll prescribe this to you, please come out here to Seattle, get with these guys, get it done right so somebody can actually show you how to interpret this stuff. I'm gonna be logging. You're gonna see a message from me every single day. Why? Because I'm gonna have something really cool on my arm, and I get to show you on a daily basis what my blood sugar looks like when I do cool things, when I purposely lack sleep. How does my blood sugar, how does that affect my blood sugar the next day? When I purposely exercise so intensely, I'm about ready to die. I'm gonna show you what Taco Bell does to my blood sugar versus what eating a really healthy piece of seafood does. We're gonna do all that stuff over the next 2 weeks together because I want you to understand just how important it is to get to know your own body. Now, I know this little meat suit pretty well. I've been with this meat suit for 48 years. This is the only one I'm gonna get. This is the only one I've ever had, but I've never done a 14-day trial on my blood sugar, so it's gonna be really kind of cool to see the results. I wanna show you guys what this looks like. Not only those of you that are watching that are executives, that are actually in positions of responsibility and power and leadership, but for those of you that are curious about your own health from an athletic perspective, from a longevity perspective, I just want to share that with you. So we're going to keep going as she talks, and I'm going to set this app up, and then we're gonna go from there.
Just some consent forms on there to go through, but also I just wanted to add here at P4 we really encourage to go through these kind of different exercises, kind of experiments with sleep and food. So maybe try fasting and see how that affects your glucose. We don't turn away from any type of diet. If you are a keto person or a paleo person, well, let's really find out if it's helping you or maybe causing some damage. So that's that. With the sensor, what it's gonna do is hold 8 hours of data on your arm. And for those really busy people, I recommend putting a timer on your phone because if you don't wand every 8 hours, it will drop that data. So
if I sleep for 10 hours, you guys, what she's saying is I'm going to lose 2 hours of data because it only holds 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every time your phone goes over, or every time you wand, your sensor will drop that data into your phone, and that will. It will just continuously be taking your data from then on.
Cool. So what she basically just said is this thing has an 8-hour memory. Okay. So gotta put it on your phone every 8 hours or it loses its memory and then you lose that chunk of data.
And at the very end, after your whole 14 days, we actually map out your 14 days, and we have a program that places your notes in the specific times that you actually food log and do that. So if you don't run your sensor, it will just be blank. So
right. Now you guys, this is important too. If you're wearing a wearable device, any one of the wearable devices that track sleep and movement, this is great because then I can say, well, here was my sleep and movement. This is what happened. So because she's going to require sleep, movement, food, and stress levels. I don't have stress, so I know that's always going to be a zero. I just don't know. People that know me know you don't need stress. It doesn't matter. But I know I sleep well. But my Fitbit or other wearable device, if you're wearing one of the Rings or Whoop or BioStrap, those guys are going to be able to give you your sleep data. So you can put that in and say, look, I slept 8 hours according to my wearable device. It looked like it was good sleep. that's going to really play a role in how they're interpreting this data because of the data points they're going to put in there.
I'll go over a little more about how to log those things. First, we'll finish the app. The range is going to be 70 to 140. That's what we call kind of the safe range. Anything above that's pre-diabetic. Anything below that's hypoglycemic.
You guys know that number too. Those of you that know me, I like to set that 140 down to about 120. So I like 70 to 120 if we're looking at blood sugar, but we're going to go 70 to 140 so it fits in the ranges that they're usually looking at with folks. But 140 blood sugar is a bit high for a super healthy person. So just so you're aware. Okay, so we're gonna go next. We're gonna put this in grams. Carbohydrates can be entered in grams or servings. So we're going grams, and then.
So this is just telling you a little bit that I can show you here as well. This is just your glucose. These arrows are just showing you the trends of the day. Up at the left-hand corner of your screen will be some notes. It may be telling you that you need insulin or something, some type of action. I always just tell people, you know your body better than anybody else. If you're feeling sick or feeling uneasy about anything, don't hesitate to call a medical professional just based on what's showing on the app. So once this is through, once you wand, and the sensor on your phone is at the top of your phone, so if it's not reading, switch it. And
switch it.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to say check glucose just on this button below, scan, you'll hold it over your sensor, and then you'll say add note, and these are the 4 categories again. Food, you can only choose the meal you're eating, but you can kind of describe what you ate in the comment section.
Okay.
So anything stressful, any type of quality of sleep you want to rate here, exercise, maybe what you're doing here, and the duration of that.
Cool.
So this is, do you have any questions about food logging or
Easy.
logging?
No, it's easy. Does this have food built in to do this, or do I need another app for that?
This does have food. This will show up exactly like this, and you can choose the meal you're eating. But you will have to kind of in the comment section
Put in what it was,
exactly
but then figure out the grams of carbohydrates from that.
We don't typically tell people that they need to do that.
Sounds good.
We just kind of take a look at what you're eating.
Yeah, so you guys, if you know me, I'm going to be figuring out grams of protein, grams of carbs, grams of fat in an app like Chronometer or in the wearable apps. A lot of them will let you put your food in and calculate your macros for you. I think that's important because if I eat a ton of carbs with a ton of fat and protein, I will see a radically different spike in my blood sugar because I balanced out the other macros. So I'm going to be doing it all in an app. I like Chronometer for this because it also does micronutrients. So I'll be using Chronometer to put in all of my food, and then we'll put timestamps on this so that we can watch the curves and stuff go.
Perfect.
Okay.
This sheet is just how you send your raw data to us at the very end.
Cool.
It's just in here for reference, and I can send you another one if you happen to lose this binder. But this is the website you'll go to. At the very left-hand top of the screen, this is exactly what you'll see, and it's the exact same login that you use to make the app.
Got it.
This little blood drop will take you to this page, and at the very bottom of this page, on the right-hand side, export, send it in an Excel back to us, and then that's
super cool.
Yeah, and then that's pretty much it for the technology part.
Okay, you guys ready to get this thing stabbed into my arm?
It sounds louder than it should. I think it doesn't hurt.
All right, so this is not going into my muscle, just so you're aware. This is only going into the skin. So it's not gonna penetrate my muscle. You can shower with this thing on. You can do all the regular things that you would do. Don't worry, all my bros out there that still wanna pump their triceps up when they have this on, you can still get your pump on in your triceps. It's not going to affect that kind of performance because it's not going deep enough for that to matter. So, and if it screws up, it screws up, you know, big deal. So
we do look for kind of the meatiest part of your arm, so it's not on the muscle.
Which on a tiny little skeleton like me is not going to be easy to find the meat, but we'll get there. Look at this. You guys, doesn't this looks like a water filter?
It does.
So she's going to go grab the dock. He's going to jam this thing deep into my tissues.
I'll be right back.
Or not. Why don't we sit here and talk about something that you guys want to talk about? You want to pick a subject for me? Since you're not talkative, maybe I just say, You guys, I'm doing this because I wanted to show you just a sneak peek of what the future of health looks like. Okay, the future of health is not wait till you get sick and then hope the doctor has a pill. The future of health is determine what you are, how you're functioning, determine how you feel, how you look, put some metrics behind that, and then have a team of professionals dial that in for you. So for me, what I do in life is I go out and lecture people around the world on the base of the pyramid stuff that you can do to live a longer, better, healthier life. Base of the pyramid, meaning it's gotta be there or you can't do other things, right? I can't take a bunch of supplements and think that I can still eat an unhealthy diet and be healthy. They'll help a little, but I gotta dial the food in first. So when you're going through my program and you're like, well, Dan's got this dialed in, yep, base of the pyramid stuff, easy. You're an animal, act like an animal. That's what the program's about. Come on in.
All right.
What we're doing here is next level. We're taking base of the pyramid and we're building on diagnostics behind that. That's why you just saw me doing a metabolic stress test. That's why you just saw what the ultrasounds look like when they're done in a real doctor of the future office. Did you guys vibrate a little there? I just moved you so you could see Doc here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna shove this thing in my arm on a daily basis. Maybe even after you see this video, you are gonna see a series of videos from me daily. Now, you might not watch them every day, but we're gonna post them in a sequence so you can just watch day after day and go, look what foods did to Dan. You might even see 1 or 2 videos a day, per day when we record them. You might not see them that day because I'm recording on a device that's not on the internet right now. So I'm gonna upload those. So follow this journey so you can see what different foods do to the blood sugar of a person like me. I'm not you. I'm not. So my response will be different than some of you, but it might be the same. This is just a good way to figure out how this works. So I'm gonna move this thing nice and close to my arm, and I'm gonna show you exactly what's gonna happen here. So we're gonna move
Maybe
that.
let's have you kind of turn around and then, yeah.
How's that? Look at that. Can
So
you guys see me? Look at me.
All right, so I got your arm a little red. I rubbed your arm pretty hard with the alcohol.
Cool.
Right?
Should have shaved my arm for you guys. So sorry that my arms are hairy.
So I just, this is the applicator, right?
Okay,
There's
that
a
looks like
little-
it's gonna suck. Let's see
There's a
it.
little needle in there.
Whoa.
I guarantee you.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah, you probably won't even feel it.
Okay.
The needle is not going to stay in your arm. It's just going to deploy a filament that interacts with the glucose in your interstitial fluid.
Sweet. A filament in my arm.
Did you feel it?
I didn't feel a thing, you
Yeah.
guys. Nothing.
Nothing. So I'm going to hold it there.
Yeah.
There's kind of an industrial strength adhesive that keeps this on your arm.
Sweet.
It actually reacts with water and gets stronger with water.
Awesome. So I can sweat it up and it'll
Yeah.
actually get even stronger.
Yeah, you know.
Not right away, maybe,
I'm
though.
wondering, you know what, now that I think about it, you might not want a sauna,
Sure.
okay?
Yeah, we were
Because-
talking about the heat sensitivity of this. So
Yeah.
now my body temperature, now I don't put this directly in the heat. My sauna gets up to about 170 degrees.
You know what?
But I'm never in direct heat. So it's ambient temperature. So,
Maybe wrap your
Wrap
arm
it up a little
with
bit? Sure.
a cold, wet towel,
okay.
okay?
Easy peasy.
Yep, that-
Hearing that,
I think-
guys, in case
yep.
you're putting one of these on. You guys, if you know me, if you follow me at all, sauna every single day. You got to kill off those bitch ass cells that should have died yesterday. You got to burn them out of you. So sauna is super healthy for a lot of different reasons.
There it is.
So
That looks good.
Look at that.
Look at that. That looks good on the ink.
You
know what?
It's right.
I-
It's a suction cup from the octopus.
You know, I put it there. I mean, that's the perfect spot. And
Look
I
at
put
that.
it there. Yeah.
And you know what's great about that is I can't even see it, guys.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, more than once, I'm gonna pick this thing up and go, ow, what did I catch my shirt on? It was that. So, you guys, that's it. Let's do this. While we're here, let's just talk a little bit, because what I want you guys to do, I want you to hear this discussion about where is this going? What does this mean a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What is that going, what are we trying to accomplish? I'm just trying to get you guys straight. There you are. So talk to me a little bit about what your goal is. You guys, we're also going to talk about, if you come to Seattle, what this is going to cost you. if you do the various programs. This is what it costs now, okay? This is not what it's going to cost 10 years from now. This is what it costs now. So what can somebody expect to pay? This is out of pocket. There's none of this stuff is coming with insurance, because insurance, you guys, the way insurance is set up, if you know this, you don't pay your car insurance because you don't pay it only when you have a crash. You pay it so that if you have a crash, something gets paid out to you. You pay your medical insurance so that if you're sick, they help cover some of those bills. Okay, so this is not something you do for that. This is a preemptive thing, which there's no insurance that really covers that. So,
yeah, unfortunately, insurance is not going to cover what we do. We feel that we're practicing the medicine of the future, hopefully the near future. I want what we're doing here to be boring and average and common. But it's not. We still have a medical system that's focused on disease. We call it reactionary medicine, or we sometimes call it car crash medicine, right? Because if you go to your doctor, if you're a middle-aged person and you have metabolic challenges, you have brain fog, cognitive challenges, you feel like you're aging, but you're feeling older than you should be. If you go to your doctor, you're not going to get much, right? If you're not sleeping well, you might get Ambien, which will make you sleep worse in a deep way. If your blood sugar's borderline elevated, there's not much that a traditional doctor will do. So we built this clinic based on Lee Hood's vision for P4 medicine. We want medicine to be predictive, to be preventive, to be personalized and participatory. What the patch that we put on Dan, the continuous glucose monitoring patch, I love because it intensely hits those last two P's. It's about personalized knowledge of your blood sugar, and it's about participating in this whole process. In terms of our programs, right now we're building programs. Some of them are rather expensive. We're a nonprofit institute. Our goal is to have programs that are much more affordable, but this is what we need right now in order to build a stable institute. So our glucose monitoring program, it's $600. It includes 2 weeks of glucose monitoring. It includes all the education, the training needed to use the tool. It includes a return visit in which we present a report. And that report is produced after we take your raw data and put it through our algorithm that one of our engineers wrote. So we have our own software that processes the data, creates a nice visualization tool, and really gives us a way to see meal by meal what happens when you put things in your mouth, what happens when you have a bad night of sleep, right? I can tell you, everyone ends up with his or her own CGM story, right? Like for me, I realized I am very sensitive to sleep. If I have a couple nights of bad sleep, my blood sugar starts looking really bad. Some people are not as sensitive, but you can tell. For me, I learned sleep is just as important as what I put in my mouth. Those are the kinds of insights that everyone has. What's really fun is you're gonna see Dan learning about himself live, essentially. And I'm looking forward to it because Dan's gonna eat some crazy bad stuff too, right? Because we wanna see what happens while he's wearing it. So that program we charge $600 for. Our main program is a 3-month program. We call it the Cardiometabolic Reboot. And that's the program that includes the all-day testing. That's when you come in fasting. We do POCUS, right? Not hocus pocus. We do POCUS. We do point of care ultrasound for wellness. Remember, we check the inflammation in your carotids. We take a quick look at your heart. We check your liver health. We do liver elasticity. We check your aorta, among other things. We do body composition analysis. Jordan does a full neuromuscular biomechanical assessment of you so that we can give you a safe and effective exercise prescription. And then of course we do full metabolic testing that includes resting metabolic rate when you first come in. It includes a cardiometabolic exercise stress test that gives us VO2 max, anaerobic threshold, METs performed. That by the end of the day, we know more about you than practically any other doctor I can think of on the planet. You will know more about you. But then this is one of our insights. We for this 3-month program for our local Seattle people, we want to take care of you. So that 3-month program costs $4,900. It's very comparable to weight loss programs, but you get so much more. You get that direct involvement of a doctor and an exercise physiologist. You do 12 weekly follow-ups with Jordan, our exercise physiologist, for exercise physiology right here in the doctor's office, which actually is not a doctor's office.
You guys, I'm in it now. Look at this doctor's office. Can I remind you where I'm in the doctor's office? Look at that. This is not today's doctor's office. This is tomorrow's.
We want people to come here. We have people coming here almost using it as a third space. People come here for meetings. People come here just to chat. We want this to be a third space for people to come and think about innovative ways to push healthcare forward. We have biohackers that meet here. We have quantified self people that meet here. But that 3-month program, it includes 2 weeks of continuous glucose monitoring. It includes 4 checks of body composition. It includes the exercise physiology follow-up, and it includes a graduation day where we again repeat some of the testing, including the metabolic exercise stress testing. If you go on our website, right, we're p4mi.org. We have these really cute infographics, and at the bottom of our infographic, it shows, the doctor and the client, the doctor and the patient kind of hugging, and we've achieved something. In 3 months, you can't make someone perfect, but I promise you, you can make a huge difference in someone's life in 3 months.
It's enough to set the habits, you guys. It really is.
Right. It's basically, the way I think of our programs, it's taking action on Dan's vision, right? So I've seen Dan talk, and that's our vision. He basically describes our vision for health, our vision for healthcare in the future. I want to be the doctor that takes action on Dan's vision. For people that have a significant issue, that really, they know they're going to need more than 3 months to work on something. People that are trying to lose significant amounts of weight. They're trying to really reverse an inflammatory disease. They're really working on preventing heart disease, preventing cardiovascular disease. We have a 1-year program. It's our premium concierge program. It's $15,000 a year. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but imagine that's a full use of the P4 Medicine Institute for the year. Pretty much unlimited use of the doctor, exercise physiology, our testing equipment. That's for people who really want to spend their year focusing on themselves, right? Our motto, our tag is know yourself, physician-guided self-discovery. That year-long program we call the Year of Health, and that's our premium program.
I love it. Can I put that in perspective for you guys, just so you know, when you're watching this video, you're like, $15,000, oh my God. Right next door, literally across the street, almost, is Swedish Hospital.
Right.
Let's say I waited too long and then I got sick. I hurt myself because I ate shitty foods and smoked and drank. Now I damaged my own body, right? Health is not an accident, nor are most diseases, you guys. Most diseases are self-induced. The stuff we're dying of today is self-induced disease because we're not paying attention. Let's say I have to go to the hospital. What's one night, just for the room, one night at the hospital cost?
A night in the intensive care unit might be $70,000, just the room.
Just the room, $8,000. One night. That's 2 days in the hospital. I just blew through what I could have spent if I spent it earlier. Now, I'm not doing a commercial here, you guys, but I want you to understand this. The money you spend on your health is an investment so that you get more life. If you don't want to spend money on your health, that's fine. You better be living my ultra human, happy, healthy human animal program outside then. You better be as close to nature as possible, or let's dial this up. Let's really pay attention and figure out where we're at, because any money I spend on my body now when I'm healthy is an investment in time that you will never get back. So I would rather spend some money now than have to spend it while I'm sick, because it gets really bad. For those of you that know me, my mother was recently put in a long-term care facility because of advanced dementia and Alzheimer's. It's anywhere between $10,000 and $15,000 a month for those facilities. So for 1 month of care at the end of your life, you can spend it now and get even more than that back, right? Hopefully. We always say hopefully because there are no guarantees in life. There could be a plane crash tomorrow. We don't know, right? But I'm willing to take the chance and spend some money on myself. I think what the P4 Medicine Institute has created, I even said it right this time, is a place for you to go discover with real science and real doctors exactly what's going on with you right now, and they give you the tools to fix it along the way, guided. Okay, now you can do this without it. You can go do it yourself. You don't need this. But if you're super curious and you want to level up, once you get beyond the base of the pyramid and you build that good structure, this is how you level up. You guys, what I predict is clinics like this everywhere. Like he said in the beginning of this is just going to be normal. This isn't going to be something we talk about. It's like, yeah, I went there. Right? Now it's like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? This is so cool. It's so new. There isn't even art on the wall. So I want this to be normal. I'm doing this video series because I think this is one of the coolest damn things I've ever seen so far. Hey, not quite yet, but so far. Right now, I have friends in the hyperbaric medicine space. Cool technology. You watch. These are going to be combining forces in the very near future. You're going to see a clinic like this, a hyperbaric oxygen tank, a float tank, so that people can go do that. This is going to be combined with all kinds of things in the future, where it's going to be about you being healthy instead of about trying to fix you when you're already sick.
Yeah. That's exactly our vision.
Yeah.
That's exactly. P4MI is about taking that vision and kind of, I mean, we're pretending it's 2030, right? Or hopefully 2025, I don't know.
Yeah.
This has to be the way we head. We can't just be taking care of car crashes forever, right? I mean, that's, and it's fun. We've had patients come through. I've seen the impact of this vision, of this actualization of this vision.
How long are you guys open?
You know, we've been seeing patients for 3 months.
That's it. You guys are seeing impact already, right?
Yeah, we're a startup, but I'll tell you, our patients are passionate. The people who come here, they get it. They tell their friends. Other people show up. We have people from China who are coming through. They see that this is how medicine has to be in the future, and we're just excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, you guys, here's what I love about this. If you're a forward thinker, awesome human being, and you want to look at how do I get involved, Dan, send me a message. I'll tell you exactly how to get involved because I'm going to hook you up with this guy, and we'll talk about how you can get involved, what that means, what that might be. If you want to come here to Seattle, you guys, I encourage you, do this. Take 2 days out of your whatever, 2 days out of your month, 2 days out of your year, come to Seattle, schedule some time with these guys, figure out what the heck this thing does, and level up. If you don't know what to do even to get started, send me a message. It's that easy. I'm one of those guys. You just say, I'm going to send Dan a note, okay? So do that, hang out with these guys. Stay tuned though for the next couple weeks. So if you're watching this video, you're like, where are the next ones? We'll find a place to put them all together. For the next 2 weeks, every time I eat something, I'm gonna wand my phone over my little monitor and I'm gonna pick up what my blood sugar looks like and go, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have that much alcohol with one meal ever again, right? I'm going to be doing some weird stuff in the next couple weeks. This is different than what I'm going to do in October when I'm not buying any food. This is going to be just as much fun. So stay tuned. You guys will be, you're going to be seeing a lot more of this guy because we're going to be doing some really cool partnerships together. So you guys, if you have questions, if you have comments, you know exactly what to do with those. We'll see you really, really soon. Do you want to say anything before these guys go? I know you guys got to go.
No, looking forward to having more people come through.
Yeah.
Just looking forward to taking care of more people, impacting their lives.
Yeah, you guys, if you're in Seattle, you better get over here. Do something.
Or just come by for a visit.
Get one of these. Yeah, come do a tour. Or get one of these things put on your arm and see what things look like for the next couple of weeks because it's kind of fun. So I love you guys. You know exactly where to find me. Mwah, big hugs. See you soon.